is Thursday, November 28th, 2025, and I'm sitting in a random Airbnb with my family in Cocoa Beach, Florida, where we celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday. It's kind of wild. My name is Sam, my husband Josh, and we have 3 kiddos, Finn, Reagan, and Skylar, and we have a dog named Kramer. 3.5 years ago, we decided we wanted to sail around the world as a family. We set a goal to accomplish this dream in 5 years. One day we woke up and we were getting our kids ready for school. We were going to our work, our jobs, and we were going to practices and lessons. And the next day we woke up on our actual boat. So as the mom, I want to document this entire new chapter of our lives for our family, for my kids. And so each week as we push forward on this dream, we'll be sharing a video on what happened that week, the progress we're making, starting with this video. This video finds us now physically in Florida fixing up the sailboat we bought. But before we dive into all that fun stuff, I want to rewind and take you back and bring everyone up to speed on how we got to this point. Because this was not an overnight decision. We are not incredibly wealthy people. It took a lot of financial planning, some luck, a lot of drive, and then just flat out courage, because it is super scary to do this big of a change to your family and to your kids. So here we are, but let's rewind to 3.5 years ago so you can see how we got here today. All right. So before the year 2021, Josh started watching a bunch of different sailing YouTube channels. And so then we fast forward to him trying to convince me. And in the spring of 2021, I started watching the YouTube channel Sailing Zatara. But they were a huge inspiration to just show us tactically how this is even possible with multiple kids. Because the more kids, the bigger the boat you need. So in 2021, again, we ended that year with me buying Josh some sailing gear for fun for his birthday and for Christmas. Kind of showing him that I was warming up to the idea. So fast forward to the May of 2022. We were at our wedding anniversary dinner. And I had finally gotten to the point where I was totally ready to move onto a sailboat the next day with Josh and our family. And so I told him as a surprise for our anniversary, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm in. This is my dream now too. Let's make this happen. So in June, a few days later, June 5th, we recorded our very first, what we thought would be a sailing vlog and failed miserably because it was the only episode we ever recorded. Take a look. Oh shoot, I just forgot the date. It's June 5th, 10:58.
It's someday at some time.
10:58 p.m. Sunday. We have legitimately decided to begin pursuing moving on to a sailboat.
Oh yeah, my dream is coming true. My wife is on board. Cross the first hurdle.
And where we'll be documenting weekly our progress. We anticipate it taking a maximum of 5 years to accomplish. Hopefully. Shooting for the stars, 2 years. And we thought it would be good to document weekly because we're doing this in secrecy. So we are starting from ground zero. I'm actively booking sailing lessons for our family in Park City.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at charters.
Catamarans.
And so that we can go sail places and see what that's like to be on a boat for some time.
Day one, Many more to go. We're going to work hard to get on a sailboat because it checks pretty much all our boxes for where we want to end up with our family. And we'll make it happen. Anything else?
A lot of work.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Ride the T. And so the next big thing we did was in June of 2022, we signed our family up for family sailing lessons at the local sailing club. Because in Utah, there is a sailing club in Park City. So we signed up and we did 2 family lessons. And it was so cool. We got on these small sailboats and just kind of got a vibe for it. Kind of got a vibe for our kids. This would be nowhere near the size of boat we'd actually need to own. But as you'll see in this next clip, we started to learn a lot just about sailing mechanics, get a feel for it, and getting our kids used to sailing. Because our biggest goal outside of financially being able to do this was how are we going to prepare our very young kids for this life and wrap their head around it. First step, sailing lessons. So take a look.
What's that blackbird is black and white?
Old spot there without trees.
See all the the dirt on the cliff on the side of the mountain right there?
Maybe.
That one. Look that way. Like over there.
Mom, are we on track?
We're on track, yeah. You're doing great.
Mom,
Awesome.
Mom.
Perfect. Yeah. Put that into that very top part there.
Hey, Sky, should we go get ice cream after we're done sailing?
Yeah. Nice.
Mom, is this the right
Awesome.
way?
That's good. You can drop that line then. Click on it.
Pointing at the dirt waterfall.
We're not going to use this one at this moment. We're going to use the one on the other side of the boat.
Josh, you did it?
Yeah, it was awesome.
At least the wind's warm. Skylar, we went sailing! Alright, crazy. To end the year of 2022 in December, once again, for Christmas presents, we gifted a few more sailing related things to each other, like a logbook and a sailing cookbook. Just some fun little things to keep the dream alive, as you could say. After 2022, we really started to push our kids to get really comfortable with water. So they were enrolled in swimming lessons full time. The rec center by our home did swimming lessons year round. And so every session we could get all 3 of them into swimming lessons, we did. So our kids did swimming lessons all 4 seasons for the next few years straight, just to get them used to the water, because we didn't want them to be afraid of the water. And we openly talked to our children about this. Once we decided to go all in on this dream, we openly talked to our kids about how one day we were going to move onto a sailboat and sail. And we had them watch YouTube videos, and we just really tried to make this a very comfortable and normal piece of our conversation that it would one day happen. In July of 2023, we participated in the first blue water cruising workshop, which is something that was co-founded by one of the Sailing Zatara family members. So because we were huge fans of Sailing Zatara, we were interested in what this workshop was. So we joined, I think it was their very first workshop. This will be important, so remember that. Then at the end of July and the beginning of August in 2023, we took the literal trip of a lifetime. And for our anniversary gift to us, we gifted ourselves a trip to Norway. So in July, we actually went to Norway, but we did a learn to sail course. So we flew to the very top of Norway to the Lofoten Islands. We moved onto a sailboat with strangers and there were 3 sailboats in our fleet. And we sailed all around the islands of northern Norway with a captain, and we learned to sail. And it was the most incredible experience. And this trip was more or less the make it or break it of this dream, because we wanted to see, Josh and I, could we really deal with living on a boat with a bunch of people? Because if we can deal with living on a boat with a bunch of strangers, we could definitely deal with our kids. And are we gonna like it? Have we built up this dream so much that we're not being realistic enough about it? So we went on this trip and we just loved it. And we just could not wait to have our own boat to sail to Norway. So that trip was very much influential in making this dream a reality. And we did that sailing trip with Sail Norway or Sail Norge. Take a look at some sneak peeks. Someday I'll actually make the video from that trip because it was amazing. But check this out first. We're heading to the docks to drop off our bags now. We got to drop them off around noon. And then we essentially get on the boat around 6 and basically set sail pretty soon after. So we're gonna go to our boats right here, drop them off on the dock.
Well, you can sail them out. Do you want me to hold? Yeah, they have to reroute from Nobad Weather You guys sit right at the top?
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
You're fine. No, you're good.
Drive the boat, make a turn, start back here, and let go and
All right, so that was the summer of 2023. We're gonna jump a whole year to the summer of 2024. We enrolled our kids in sailing camp, and that was such an interesting experience. We did it through Sail Park City, the Park City Sailing Club, and it was a week-long camp, and the staff were absolutely incredible. But this was such a huge comfort zone expander for our children that the first couple of days were really rough. They didn't like it. It was with total strangers. They had no other friends there, and it was all day. And it was rough for them for a couple of days, but we told them they had to stick it out. Like, let's just stick this out. Remember, we have this goal. So they finished that week, and we were so proud of them, and they got a bunch of hands-on sailing experience on really little sailboats. So check out this clip. Of 2024, from very generous parents who gifted Josh for his master's degree graduation a trip to the Annapolis boat show. So Josh and I went to Annapolis to the boat show last fall, and we wanted to go for fun. We have this dream we should probably go to a boat show and look at boats, and even though all of these boats are completely out of our price range, we needed to get on a boat. We needed to know what the sizing looked like when it came to catamarans and this cabin size spacing and all of that. We had a pretty good idea from the monohull we had been on, but not for a catamaran. So the main goal of going to the boat show was to get on as many boats as possible, to really understand the spacing and the storage and the overall layout of these boats, because you can only pull so much from pictures online. So we did that trip. It was phenomenal. It was so cool. You're on a privilege.
I am. Pretty wild. I would have guessed that. I can't believe we saw that one.
Oh, wow. And then in November of 2024, we got really serious. We come back from the boat show, we put our heads down, and we're like, we got to make this happen. We just felt like we were so close and so far away. What are we holding on to that's not realistic? What can we let go? What do we need to swap out? What are new things we need to start doing to make this dream a reality? So remember when I said back in the summer of 2023, when we had joined the first Blue Water Cruising workshop, well, fast forward over a year later, we finally end up joining the Blue Water Cruising community, which again is the same group that we attended their workshop over a year ago prior. So we finally bit the bullet. We joined them. We're not looking back. We got to make this happen now. And it took Josh some convincing. He didn't really want to, but I just felt that the support we would get from Blue Water Cruising, from their team, from the community that we would be instantly immersed in, was just something that we needed. We just needed that last, we could do the 80%, and we needed this last 20% to get us onto an actual boat that we bought. So we joined Blue Water Cruising officially at the end of 2024, last year. So in June of 2025, we booked a trip with our broker to Fort Lauderdale that had the biggest area of catamarans in our price range that we could look at. And we looked at boats all weekend. Take a look at this video to get a sneak peek of what our trip looked like. All the boats we looked at, and one of those boats is the one that we actually chose and bought to sail on, that we're currently fixing up in Port Canaveral. So just to wrap up this video, we are beyond grateful and excited that we are making this dream a reality. I can't tell you how every day we're just so grateful. The setbacks we have fixing up the boat, the positive things we have about getting the boat fixed up and moving on to it, all in all, we are so grateful that we have been able to get to this point as a family. We're grateful to our family and friends for their support so far, to our Heavenly Father for protecting us and helping us get here. And I will end with, and something we will end every video with, which is a goodbye and our motto of ride the tsunami. So you'll hear us say ride the T a lot. It's just our way of saying we're going to get through this. There's always going to be another wave that we have to conquer, but life's not easy. It's not gonna be any easier on a boat, but we're ready and we hope you follow along. So until next week, where we will reveal what boat we bought. So stay tuned and ride the tea. Bye y'all.